Good morning. Welcome to Trainer Melissa's YouTube channel. Today, I'm just going to make a quick video about how important your routine is, your daily routine, and specifically how different activities will work in different times of the day to maximize your health and to kind of put you on the circadian rhythm where you're sleeping properly, you're eating at a time that'll maximize digestion. So, let's start. First, I drew a little clock for you with 10, 2, and 6. So we can kind of divide the day into these three sections. Okay. And by the way, I learned this from my training in Ayurveda. So this is kind of like the sister science to yoga. It's more of a lifestyle, healthy lifestyle type of way to live. Um, so this is according to Ayurveda. Let's start in the morning. So, when is the best time to wake up? The best time to wake up is before the sun, just a little bit. So, depending on whenever the sun rises for you, the best time for your body to actually get going and start the day is probably between 5 and 6 a.m. Technically, anytime after 4 a.m. is the best, but I would say between 5 and 6 a.m. is good. That way, when the sun actually rises, you're awake for it and it's setting your body up for success. So, let's imagine this is 6 a.m. when the sun comes out. You're waking up just slightly before the sun. And so when you wake up, this is the best time to do your prayers. This is a good time just to move your body a little bit, some gentle stretches, and kind of just start coming into the day. So, the next thing I wanted to talk about was breakfast. So, when do we eat breakfast? The best time to do this is after you've done your prayers, after the sun has risen, your body has started moving a little bit. You've already had water. You want to drink water. Let me mention that first. You want to have water first thing in the morning as well when you wake up, right? So, you wake up, have water, because when you sleep overnight, let's say you've been sleeping for 8 hours, your body has done a lot of detoxing overnight. So you're dehydrated. You have been cleansed emotionally, mentally, you've rested, and you kind of wake up a little bit depleted of your hydration. So, right in the morning, once you wake up, maybe even before your prayers, drink a whole bottle of water, like a good 8 to 16 ounces, like a lot of water, just to get your system moving. This will also stimulate your bowel movement, which is what you want to do in the morning. I know it's gross, but it is a measure of health. So if you're moving your bowels every morning regularly, it's like the gold medal in health, to make sure that everything is moving properly through your system. So that's what we want to do in the morning. So you wake up, you pray, you drink your water, you go to the restroom, and then after the sun comes up, ideally you actually go look at the sun and watch the sun rise. This does set up your body for knowing what time it is. And how to kind of orient itself with your energy level throughout the day. So if you are awake and looking at the sunrise and aware of that, you're setting yourself up for success and more energy through the day. Um, Breakfast should be pretty high protein. It keeps you full longer, and it should be around 7:30 in the morning. So after you've done all that, after the sun's risen, after you've moved, so your body has already started, you've gone to the bathroom around 7:30. So after you wake up here at 6, around 7:30, you start to eat your breakfast. And yeah, nice high protein would be good. Um, Maybe a few eggs. If you're fasting, avocado toast, something like that, even though it's not quite as good. Just you do need something in your stomach in the morning. I have a lot of clients that say that they want to skip breakfast. They think that they're doing a good thing by training their body that way. We want to get in the habit of eating 3 proper meals a day consistently before you take on the next challenge of any kind of fasting. So I get the benefits of fasting. I think they're wonderful, but I think they're also like PhD level. And most of us, including myself, would be well served just to hit the 3 meals a day with no snacking, right? In between. So that's plenty of work for us who are kind of wanting to stay at the bottom of the, not take too many steps too quickly. Let's just try for 3 proper meals every day consistently, before we take that next step of fasting. So we have breakfast, okay, 7:30. Then in the morning is probably the best time. This is when you want to do your workout. So, uh, we need to move. We should all be moving, right? For health. If we want to be healthy when we're 88 years old, it's got to be part of our lifestyle, whether it's walking around the block, whether you go for a swim, whether you use a personal trainer, whether you go do some mobility, balance, flexibility, stretches, whatever you do, the best time to actually move your body is in the morning, right? Before 10 a.m. So really starting to get moving, your body's feeling good, you've watched the sunrise, you're ready for your day. It also jumpstarts your brain, right? So you're going to start your blood flow. So it's really good for you in the morning. Between the hours of 10 and 2, the sun is highest. Your metabolism is now in full swing. So imagine your stomach as like a fire, like this digestive system fire that will process all the food and metabolize it and send it to where it needs to go. So if you eat between 10 and 2 in the afternoon, that is when your body is going to digest it the quickest. It's going to go to the right places. Your body knows it's time to eat. So that's when you want to have your biggest meal as well. Especially in Western culture, a lot of us think that dinner is the highlight of our day. Dinner is the time that we are going to have the big meal with our family. We're going to eat a lot and then go to bed. This is incorrect for someone looking to orient their life around health. Ideally, the biggest meal needs to be lunch because that's when our body is working properly. Not for breakfast, not these huge diner breakfasts, not these huge barbecue dinners, but lunchtime. Lunch really should be kind of the highlight meal of your day. It's really good also at that time to make it a priority to have your lunch. So to actually sit down with your meal, have a nice meal, take time to prepare it if you are doing that. If you're out, if you're working, which is a lot of us, just make sure that when you eat, your phone is away, you're seated, you're aware of what you're eating. You say grace, like thank for the food. It's all really important. So your mind understands that you're also eating at that time. All right, moving on. So now we've worked out, we've woken up, we've worked out, we've had our lunch. Between 2 to 6 tends to be when our body has moved, we've eaten, we've had our fuel, we can be creative. So this is actually a really good time to do your work, whatever it is that you do to be creative, maybe to talk to other people, do some brainstorming, come up with ideas. This is your time to work, clean, whatever it is that you do during the day. Between 2 to 6, that is your time, right? For dinner, around 5 or 6 in the evening, your metabolism really slows down at 6 p.m. Let's say the sun sets around 8, around 6 o'clock, your metabolism is stopping. So this is not a good time to have a big meal. This is a time for small dinner and to be surrounded by love. So around 5 or 6, things shift and it's a good time to be around people that you love, have a small meal together. Technically it was called supper, right? Which you could think of as a supplement, supplement to your lunch, which is the big meal of the day, right? So it's not really this major thing to super look forward to. It's sort of just to top your evening off because your metabolism isn't working. It's not going to process as well as it would have had you eaten the same food at noon, right? So we eat smaller. Also, because our digestive system isn't working quite as well, you might want to eat something a little bit softer on your digestive system. Soup is really nice. Just something that's not quite as dense. Like lunch, you can have huge, like nice big portions of steak or chicken or whatever, something that's kind of hard to digest. Well, at dinner, it just doesn't, your body isn't taking it in as easily. So it's nice to have something softer, maybe rice and beans, something like that. So yeah. And then between the hours of 6 to 10, this is really your wind down time. Maybe for light reading, again, for a little bit more prayer, for hanging out with your family. This is kind of the time to bond and to slow down your day. The lights need to go down in your home. The electronics need to start slowly turning off. And I would say a good rule of thumb is by about 8 p.m., you're really starting to slow down. So you take your evening shower, you put on your pajamas, you're really slowing down because you're actually preparing your body for sleep. It's much more difficult if you are with all of your lights on, watching the TV, and you have your phone, and there's music in the background to just go to sleep all of a sudden at whatever time you're hoping to go to sleep. Ideally, your body is basically shut off at 10 p.m. Now, I understand this is basically a general rule. I understand that there are people that have different lifestyles, and you're welcome to do whatever works for you. This is just my training. This is what's worked for me. I have implemented this for the past 7 years. My life has gotten so much better, and I subscribe to this lifestyle because it works and I feel good almost every day health wise. Now, there's all these things that happen in life that are outside of our control, right? But these are the things we can control so we can bring our best self to the day. We can show up for ourselves, we can show up for others, and we can control this. Out of all the things that we cannot control, we can let that be, but we can control when we go to bed. We can control what we eat. We can control working out, right? So why not actually do that so we can be stronger for the challenges of life? And life is challenging, right? I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir on this one. There's no secret there that life is going to come with a lot of suffering and struggles. But what we can do is prep our body and our mind for those challenges. And the way we can do that is with this clock and just doing these basics. So the goal is to be asleep by 10 p.m. After 10 p.m., your body is really in rest mode. This is when you're going to start really dreaming. You're going to start detoxing from the day. Your body is working on itself, and it cannot do that if you're awake. So there is something that happens after 10 p.m. where people get what's called their second wind, and they kind of wake back up and they want to go do work, whatever it is. This is pretty detrimental to your health. It's way harder to go to sleep if you stayed up past 10 p.m. Your body doesn't recover as well. So the goal is to get to sleep by 10. And then the day starts over again. So ideally you're asleep between 10 and 6. That's a good 8 hours right there, guaranteed every single night if you can uphold that schedule. And for a lot of us, we do need 8 hours, some more, some less. It depends on your body and your lifestyle, obviously, and what's going on in your life. But if you target that sort of thing over the years consistently, this is a great goal. And it's very stabilizing for your life. It's stabilizing for your body, for your mind. Things change during the day, but we can kind of plan this out. It also gives you boundaries if there's parties, if there's, and they're staying out late or somebody's bringing food. You can sort of understand that you're sticking with this as the general rule. Every once in a while, obviously, you can stay out late or you can eat a big dinner or whatever you want if there's other people around. But if you can control it, to choose to live this way is the gold medal, is the success. And over the years, you will reap benefits. You absolutely will start to feel better. I can't tell you the difference between how I was 10 years ago and how I am today. Waking up with 8 hours of sleep consistently is a game changer. Even if you get 8 hours of sleep, let's say just 1 or 2 nights, that's nothing compared to a year or 2 or 3 of consistently getting that sleep. Consistently getting that renovation of your body every single night. And waking up early does something for your soul. It gives you time before the day starts to be with yourself, be with God, plan your day, have a breather, enjoy your coffee or your tea, whatever it is you do. You're starting off with you in control, not one step behind. Oh, somebody called. Oh, I'm late for work. Oh, I've got to get the kids to school. You start your own way. You start when you want to start, calmly, right? So anyway, that's all I wanted to show you today. I've been talking about 15 minutes, but here's our clock. If you guys have any questions, I offer online coaching, one-on-one sessions. Please let me know, trainermelissa.com. We can work on your personal lifestyle. I know that a lot of people have different lifestyles with kids, with traveling, with their work, different workout exercise or workout routines. Let me know. I'm happy to help. And I hope this has helped you. It certainly has helped me. It's really been learning this information about abiding by the clock, your 3 meals a day, your sleep routine, when to do your workout, when to do the work. This has been I've already mentioned, a game changer for me. So I hope that it helps you. And I hope you enjoy your fall.